All right, we're live. It's a lot later than I wanted to start, but all right, we're live. You stream when you can, right? It's a lot later than I wanted to. Stream when you can, not when you wanted to, right? I think that's true. All right, let's go at everyone. Fatal Frame finale? Question mark? All right. Should be heading into the Fatal Frame finale now. Move over here. 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 All right, so this should be the last two chapters of Fatal Frame, which should be chapter 11 and chapter final, is my goal here. Almost didn't manage to get time to stream tonight, but I'm like, well, it is late, but I might as well go for it anyway. Like, because I used to stream at 12, so, like, I don't know, streaming at 11 is not that crazy, right? Chapter 9, Ceremony of Passage. The scene of kidnappings was the hidden tunnels below Hybar Hospital, the original location of the Ceremony of Passage. The girls were brought there in order to be the Kanade and another Kagura. What was the reason behind the second ceremony? As she follows her memories, her father Soya appears, chasing her father. Ruka arrives at the house where she was born in, the Yomotsuki house. Yeah, I don't know. I really... Lunar Eclipse, Chapter 11. I really am kind of falling. So we don't know whose face was used for the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. I really am starting to fall behind on this. Absolutely no reason to not go completely balls to the wall, all in on our stat points now. By the way, I say we save up for power 3, but now we can go for enhanced lenses. Okay. Let's go with... Yeah. Now that we're only on one character, now we can completely just upgrade the shit out of people. I'm going to go with the attack buff one. Boom. Do that. Really, I should have invested in Ghost Slow-Mo. But, oh well. Alright, let's go. So that seems to be the direction the game wants me to go in, which means that's not the direction I want to go in. Ah, there we go. Is that not a Hozuki doll? It is. It just didn't chime for me. There we go. Do it! Open it! There's a lot of just, like, masks lying around, which is kind of creepy now that we know they're made out of faces. Debating what to play next. Yomotsuki family genealogy. Oh, hold on. This might actually be an answer to a question. Generation after generation, the Yomotsuki family has been known to craft masks for the Rigetsu Kagura. The family had served the rituals since long ago, but it was Yeah, it was Soan, who founded the family tradition of mask making. Excuse me. Soan's masks are crafted so as to harmonize with the spirits of the dead and the likeness of the gods. His masks stand out above those of all other craftsmen. Generation after generation, the Yomotsuki family has prospered and spawned many gifted craftsmen, with Soetsu in the 7th generation being the finest. Soetsu's generation brought about the Yomotsuki's masks, which were felt to be best represent the soul. His masks became the honor and pride of Rigetsu Island. When he was asked to present his masks to the emperor, years later, a disaster called the Day Without Suffering happened on Rigetsu Island, and Soetsu's whereabouts became unknown. It remains a mystery when he died. 2 generations later, the Yomotsuki mask making of Suan and Soetsu was revived and restored in keeping with the traditions of the island. And is Ruka a Yomotsuki? Someone is a Yomotsuki. The Yomotsukis are like known people. Ruka is a Yomotsuki. That's what I thought. Yeah, because it was her dad that resurrected it. Okay. I just wanted... Look, it's better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. I was pretty sure she was a Yomotsuki. I feel like I've been complaining a lot about the mystery at this point. But I do feel like I know what's happening. So basically, Dr. Haibara's daughter ended up getting a really bad case of Luna Sedata. And him and his son, Yo, ended up going out of their way. Like, basically, him and his son, Yo, ended up going through a bunch of horrible human experiments to figure out how to cure it. And the conclusion they came to was to perform the ceremony of passage, which is the, like, true form of the Rigetsu Kagura dance, right? Ruka, I remembered. Something I'd forgotten before. There's something I need to give you. Something I'm reluctant to give you. I left it on the island. Okay. So Yo and Shigeru Haibara ended up going through a bunch of horrible experiments. And so Ruka is related to Soya Tsukimori, who is the descendant of the mask creators. And he tried to revive the art of creating the old masks, but more than that, he tried to surpass the creation of the old masks by creating the true Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, which is separate from the former Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, which attempted which caused the day without suffering, where like a shit ton of people on the island bloomed, right? So we know that. We know that Ruka's mom was sick. I think she may have had a minor form of lunar sedata, but she was too old, so it didn't matter. And then she ends up... I'm not sure when the kidnapping happens, because Ruka already lived with... Actually, the timeline on this game's a little fucky, isn't it? I asked my friend, he said, to his knowledge, Pokemon Red, Yellow, and Leaf Green have dead batteries. He said the ones he know work are Gold and Ruby. The rest he isn't sure. That sucks. Yeah, because I would definitely recommend Red and Yellow. Or I would recommend Red, Yellow, or Leaf Green before playing Gold, honestly. Because you're like... because... There's only 2 Pokemon games that I would genuinely consider to have sequels, and like Gen 1 is actually genuinely the prequel to Gen 2, right? It doesn't really matter if you play Red or Green for Gen 1, Red, Green, or Yellow, any of those work. But yeah, it doesn't really matter whether you play Red, Green, or Yellow for Gen 1, or Blue. They're all the same game, basically. But Gold, Silver, and Crystal are direct sequels to those games, which is why I highly recommend starting with Gen 1 before going to Gen 2. The only other Pokemon games where I think you're in a similar situation with that is Black and White are direct prequels to Black and White 2. But those have 1 and 2 in their names, so those are a little more obvious. But, like, you can play Gold, Silver, Crystal before playing Gen 1, but you're kind of, like, you're missing out on something, is what I'm saying. Like, there is a genuinely functional reason to do it. Nintendo learned how to grift kids out of their money. This one has blue cartridges. There's a difference in Pokemon, and the idea was to invite trading between versions of the game. But yeah, it is mostly a ripoff. Probably has bug fixes as well, but that is so minor. There is a pretty significant difference between Yellow. Originally it dropped Red and Blue in America, but it was like Red and Green in Japan, right? And those games are functionally the same, other with some minor like differences between Pokemon. Yellow is is also basically the same thing as Red and Blue, but the major difference is like instead of getting like Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur at the beginning of the game, they just give you a Pikachu, and that Pikachu ends up chilling outside of its Pokeball with you for the rest of the game. He follows you around. You can interact with him, and you can like see him smile and shit, and you become friends with Pikachu over the course of the game. Yellow was basically made in light of the anime, basically, but But I still recommend Yellow, I think, over Red and Blue. Now, if you can get the like remakes of like Fire Red or Leaf Green, I would probably recommend those over Yellow also. But yeah, but if you had to go with like the Gen 1 versions, I think I would go with Yellow just because I think it'll aid in the experience. And then I would go into, like, then after you've beaten that game, you're going to get more out of Gold, Silver, and Crystal once you've beaten one of the Gen 1 games. They're all functionally the same. What you need to know about Pokemon games is they're all basically the same thing, but Yellow is, like, the expanded version. Yeah, okay, okay. So, okay, think of it like this. Red and Blue are Persona 3, right? And Pokemon Yellow is Persona 3 FES, right? And then like Gold and Silver are Persona 3, and then Crystal is Persona 3 FES. It's like it's basically the exact same relationship. And they did that for like the first 3 or 4 generations, and then they just stopped. So because they realized people were just gonna only buy the good game that with all the shit in it. Speaking of grifting kids out of their money, here's a fun story. Back in 2000s, I was a wee small lass. I got Street Fighter 4. Fast forward a couple years later, got Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, and then a couple years later, I got Ultra Street Fighter 4. Oh, you poor lass, because I'm pretty sure Arcade Edition came after Ultra Street Fighter 4, which means you, which means you already had the better version. The door is held shut by a powerful force and won't open. Yeah, I just bought Ultra Street Fighter 4, so I never had this problem. But yeah, because I know you said you wanted to do Crystal. Crystal is a direct sequel to Yellow, basically. That's why I would recommend doing Yellow first. Ultra was 2004? But there's Arcade Edition DLC in Ultra. Unless, is there an Ultra Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition? Or, no, wait a minute. Was it... Wait, am I thinking of Super Street Fighter 4? I might be thinking of Super Street Fighter 4. How many Street Fighter 4s are there? I was thinking of Super Street Fighter 4. My bad. It was Street Fighter 4. Hold up. It was Street Fighter 4. Then Super Street Fighter 4. I have Super Street Fighter 4. Then then Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. Then Ultra Street Fighter 4. My mistake. I was getting Super Street Fighter 4 mixed up with Ultra Street Fighter 4. My bad. I'm sorry. Fucking Christ. Door sealed by a strong force. The talismans are stuck on the sliding door. We'll just take them off then. Something appeared in the photo. The same kind of talisman that was on the sliding door is stuck on the mask. Thankfully, 10-year-old me missed Super and went straight to Arcade Edition. I wanted Super because of Juri Han, who I mained. So, I was satisfied with Super. Although she feels a lot like she's a lot less good in Street Fighter V, unfortunately. But what you gonna do? Peel the talisman off the mask. That's not creepy at all. Oh shit, it's Mom, I think? Yep, it's Mom. Anyway, I don't know how the timeline works about this. I went on a huge Pokemon rant. The door is held shut by powerful explorers and won't open. But yeah, okay, so at some point, Sayaka, who is now afraid of her husband... Sayaka, who's now afraid of her husband, takes Ruka and leaves the island with Ruka. They flee the island. This is all while Haibara is performing a bunch of experiments, including one with Misaki Asuo, who is the, like, great-granddaughter of the original Dr. Asuo, who created this variant of the camera obscura. And then while that happens, Misaki ended up befriending Sakuya, the daughter of Dr. Haibara, who is also psychic and was using a doll to basically cement her own personality. And then, to aid Misaki, who starts to degrade in mental state whenever Sakuya is nearby because their psychic powers end up syncing up, gives her a doll who, after Sakuya gets fucked up at some point, gives it to Misaki, who then changes its name to Mia, creating an alternate personality of herself. And then at some point, all of the girls get kidnapped, brought back to the hospital to re-perform the ceremony of passage, but not before the Rogetsu Kagura dance is performed, which acted as a test run, which resulted in the death of a nurse due to a heart attack. Possibly so that they could use her face, but I'm not sure about this, we don't know this. Use her face in order to create the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. That is a suspicion that has not been confirmed yet. No, because they didn't take her face, because she didn't die from a blooming. Whatever. At some point, the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse was created. And then, at some point, a nurse died of a heart attack due to the Rogetsu Kagura dance. And then everyone on the island passed out, including the daughter of Detective Kimura's friend, who, after the kidnapping, is then hired by Sayaka, who is Ruka's mom, Sayaka Yomitsuki, to retrieve the young girls. Then he investigates the island, and then his friend, like, dies or something, and then his, like, friend's sister, like, kills himself, and then another lady kills herself, and then at some point Sakuya kills herself, and then Dr. Haibara takes them all to perform the ceremony of passage in the underground ghost tunnels underneath the moon pool, where, upon failure of the situation, and then I think Sakuya bloomed during this point or something, so I guess this is pre her killing herself. I have no fucking idea. The timeline, I don't think, makes sense in this game. Can someone give me a fucking timeline here? Hold up. Because at this point I thought Saki had killed herself. Because she'd already been taken away. Because Misaki had already named the doll Miyu. What the fuck? Anyway, I don't think the timeline matches up in this game at all. Anyway, look, we're just saying things we know happen anyway. So Kimura finds them, takes Ruka back to her mom, everyone goes back to their families, the Luna Sedata is solved by the ceremony of passage, seemingly, until Misaki decides to fucking drag everyone back. Oh, and I think 2 of the other girls died. And Misaki decides to drag everyone back to the fucking hospital. And then Madoka's like, I don't really want to do this. And Misaki's like, no, we're going back to the hospital. I gotta find answers to my missing memories. And so that ends up happening. And then fucking Kimura is like, I'm gonna go back because Yo Haibara, I never caught that man, is going back to the hospital. And what the fuck is going on with Yo Haibara? I have no fucking idea. So Madoka gets possessed because she's a little bitch. And then Misaki ends up finding she's crazy, but she's fine, but she might also be possessed, and she's somewhere in the tunnels. And then Ruka is deciding to follow them, but she got on the boat later, so she shows up. And at this point, Kimura has already been stabbed and fell to death because him and Yo went off the cliffside because they went upside, and Misaki's crazy, and then Ruka's like, I'm the only one that seems plot relevant, honestly, because both the Misaki plot line and the detective plot line went literally goddamn nowhere, and I don't know why they're in the game. And so those plot lines, the plot line was like going directly towards the Rogetsu Kagura ceremony of passage, and then these 2 fuckers just divert into their own direction and have nothing to do with anything. They just split off randomly on the plot line, and I don't think the timeline of this game makes any fucking sense, because Ruka had to be there during the experimentation for the Luna Sedata, then the mask had to be created, then they had to leave the island, then they had to come back to the island, then they had to go back back to the island. And then I think Sakuya had to be alive to give the doll to Misaki, but then she had to have also killed herself, but then she also had to have performed the ceremony of passage. I don't think this timeline I guess technically the timeline could make sense. But it involves someone walking back and forth, like, for hours. Oh, I messed my glasses up trying to figure this shit out. I think I might actually need to take a slight stream break to fix this, unless I just fixed it. Holy shit. Okay, alright, you know what? After vocalizing what the fuck we've learned about this game, I don't even feel bad anymore. This game is a fucking mess. And I think the timeline's broken. Like, unless I'm missing a significant portion of this game is fucking stupid. The entire reason Cameraman was haunted was because he married a ghost and then forgot about her, and that made the ghost girl he married as a kid really angry. Fatal Frame 5 is saved by gameplay. Here's the thing. I haven't seen anything to prove that, and I can't even doubt it anymore because this game is so fucking batshit. It should be a closet that contains the futons, but I'm not sure that all there is in there. Oh, and none of this is addressing what I would have assumed would be the main focus of the game, and also arguably the most interesting thing this game has brought up so far, which is that the moon is fucking haunted. Like... Well, that's from 5, so that'll be next Halloween. Oh, okay. Like, this has not come up yet. Ghost marriage ritual is a thing in that game. Well, you know what? I genuinely can't be crazier than this one. Mask is enshrined. Small memorial tablets are lined up on either side. Door shut. Closet futons. I'm not sure that's all that's in there. Oh, there it is. I couldn't see it because it was all black and whitey. Yomatsuki family, the secret records. Oh, and also there's a crazy little girl named Ayako, who I keep thinking is important, but it doesn't seem to be important. Like, it keeps feeling like you're going somewhere with her, and they're not. And I no longer have any faith that this game is going anywhere. To the Sexer of the Yomatsuki family, the essential point of the ceremony of passage, done. That would be us for once. The essential point of the ceremony passage is the afterlife. The afterlife is where the souls continue walking down the path of departing souls to their origin. That path is the holy area lit by the moon. The masks of the Yomatsuki craftsmen are a gateway to the afterlife. The mask of the Lunar Eclipse is the ideal mask. This mask represents the moon, meaning of the spirits of the dead, but it's also the mask that devours the moonlight. In other words, the mask connects the soul to the afterlife. The dead spirits that were led to the moon rest in the Utsuwa, made to wear a mask, meaning that they shall become the living dead. Those who see the afterlife are those who have died and become spirits. They who arrived in the afterlife alive are the bearer of the mask, and they are who will return. This fucking girl never once changed her general design. Bitch wore sailor dresses all the way into her 30s. Look, she found her fashion style and she stuck with it. Okay, so what I've gone by... I think everything I just said is correct, because it's all supported by evidence, and, like, I tried to keep the theorization to the minimum, right? The only thing I think I, like, threw out there was that maybe the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse was made from the nurse's face, but I don't actually think that's true, because it doesn't really match up with what we just said. So, the only thing I speculated I think was wrong. So, just going by what we know, by things we have found, I don't think the timeline in this game matches up, and if it does, it involves a lot of unnecessary boat travel, and seems unnecessarily convoluted. The three main characters you play as in this, Misaki and the detective and Ruka, have split off into their own directions. Misaki's still theoretically alive, so she could still come back, but the detective's dead, and Genuinely, I do not think his storyline mattered. I don't think Misaki's storyline matters, other than to show who Sakuya is. But I don't think we needed her to show who Sakuya was. I think Ruka could have made that little, like... unless the idea is to connect more to Misaki and Sakuya as a character by making him play as them. But unless they come back in like, the 11th and 12th hours, that whole plotline went nowhere. The detective plotline absolutely went nowhere. And we still don't know anything about Ayako, who they made a big deal of in like the first 3 hours of the game and has just fallen off the face of the planet. We still don't know who the lady in black is, actually. That's another mystery. But like, as far as we're concerned, I think the mystery is solved. And the problem is, what is coherent about it doesn't matter. Like, I can't imagine this game... Like, I've lost the faith in this game to think that this game is going somewhere. I now am almost convinced that this game is going nowhere, and I can't imagine it's going to have a satisfying ending. It feels, right now, like the game is just going to be like, and that was Fatal Frame 4! What'd you think? And I'll be like, you didn't... What was the point? What was the fucking point? That's where I feel like this game is going. Alright, I'll stop talking. I know where Ayako's story goes. It's not really all that. I can't imagine. Like, they built her up so much at the beginning, and then, like every other thing they built up, it's went nowhere. In fact, remember parts aren't even in the game and are instead mentioned in some books somewhere only ever printed in Japanese. Speaking of Sakuya, last time I played Persona 3, I used the most obscure canon name I could find. The novel name. That piano sound, the one for the stage drama. That piano sound, that's probably the piano in my room. Yeah, I knew it. Stage play. The only big reveal is what Aqua's last name is. I mean, I've assumed the fact that her name wasn't listed at, like, wasn't printed is genuinely, like, I'm pretty sure, was it Sakuya was pregnant, or was it Sayaka that was pregnant? It was Sayaka that was pregnant. Mother and daughter playing piano. Yeah, because the only reveal I could even imagine, unless they, like, really swerve with Ayako, is if she was Sakuya's daughter, which, okay, like, who gives a shit, though? That is the problem. Like, I can't, like, despite all of the early game buildup, I can no longer imagine Ayako going in any direction that I feel would meaningfully add to the story anymore. In fact, we've kind of gotten to a point where I think the random theories I tossed out earlier in the game while trying to solve the mystery were more interesting than where the game has actually gone. There's an old Japanese-style dresser covered with beautiful peonies in the framework. It contains several equally beautiful kimono. Fucking steal them, girl! Kimono are fucking pricey. Congrats, Zach, you figured it out. Oh, she is a Haibara? I mean, it's the only reveal that I could possibly imagine would make sense, but also, who the fuck cares? Like, what does that change? That doesn't change anything. She's Yo and Sakuya's daughter. Okay, alright. I mean, that's who I figured, because I was pretty sure Sakuya was pregnant. And you mentioned there was, like, an incest angle, so I'm like, well, if she is Sakuya's daughter, then it would have to be Yo, in which case, who the fuck cares, though? That really does make the timeline really fucking weird, then. Right? Because if Sakuya died, then, like, who the fuck was the Utsuwa for the ceremony of passage? That's actually more interesting for the questions I think it raises than anything, but, like... Where's this fucking doll? You see a doll somewhere? Everything's black and white. It's not really relevant, like I said. I think the parts of that early mentioned some fucking book. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it like everything in this game has seemed to build to a direction and then gone nowhere. Like, I was saying, like, at the beginning, I'm like, oh, I think this might be the second best Fatal Frame game. And, like, yeah, if it had adequately built its plot points up, it would definitely have been the second best Fatal Frame game. But, like, it's definitely following behind one, just because, like, as confused and nonsensical as one could be at times, it went somewhere with its story. And, like, this is just, like, every time a new reveal comes out, I'm like, okay, but who gives a shit? Like, who cares? If I made Fatal Frame 6, I'd make it about Joe the Grave Robber. The piece of music I was practicing. My mother taught this to me. I'm remembering faintly. Like, every plot twist in this game sucks. This score seems like a song. This must be. Damn it! Damn it! Boom! You just gotta club grip your controller sideways, gangsta style. Ghost, give it back, Joe. Pff, no way, bro. This shit is like Meiji era. This song, I've heard it before. Yes, that's good. Excuse me. Listen, Ruka. When you get even better, there's something I want to give you. Ruka's diary. My diary from when I was little. Today, Mother spoke to me. I used to have a British accent, you see. I was born because of my mother and my father. Like most children. My mother said that she had a father, and her mother too. She said that people have been linked like this forever and ever. Mother and father and I are the result of all those links. They're all dead now, but it isn't sad at all, because I'm still here. There were many links so that I can be here today. That's why I'm so important. And because all the other children are so important too, that's why I should be friends with them. She's Joseph Joestar. Your mother and father were also very important children, so please be nice to us, they said, and laughed. I'm very happy that I am related to my father and mother. If we were always together, I would be the happiest girl on earth. Indeed. Yes. JoJo Part 2, Bio, Joseph Joestar, Country of Origin, UK, Post Part 2, Joseph Origin, Country of Origin, USA. He got that oil baron money! He even lost his accent. I was actually thinking about that, and I think the reason is probably because he switched to speaking Japanese. So, like, he wouldn't have a British accent while speaking Japanese. He would have a Japanese accent, is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it might be because the language switched. That's just an excuse I'm making. Theoretically, I don't know how any of them talked to Polnara for any of the Egyptian people they encountered the entire time. The Tsukimori mirror! This was important to my mother. Surely the decorated mirror goes on the stand here. Secret Tsukimori record. Hold the front door! The Tsukimori song shall only be taught orally to the Tsukimori shrine maidens. As proof of teaching, the Tsukimori mirror is granted to a Tsukimori maiden once completed. When the Tsukimori song is forgotten, time is suspended. The moon shall reflect in the Tsukimori mirror. This is yours. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Now that might have been a plot twist. Oh, that's a plot twist. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, wait a minute. Sayaka is a Tsukimori? Oh, shit. Now, that's a plot. I mean, that doesn't change anything about the plot at all, I guess. Is the end of the game us saving Madoka? Because no one cares Madoka. Are we finding out Madoka's like our cousin or something? Because who cares? I once saw a video called Jotaro versus Dio, but they speak their native language. It's funny because they'd say shit to each other. There are languages and they just know what the other's saying. Just a switch between Japanese and English depending on who he talks to. As he should be. Letter to Soya. Dear Soya, I also used to be British. Last time you asked with so much interest about the song I kept singing to myself. It's called the Tsukimori song. I'm a Tsukimori. I'm sure you noticed through the song, but I belong to the Tsukimori clan. Now that the Tsukimori clan no longer exists anymore, you don't need to say no longer exists anymore. Whatever. Neither do the rules and taboos. Only the old guest show machine still for guest show machine the guest show machine, huh? Okay. Still remains on the island. I have no intention of hiding it. The Tsukimori clan was seen as a clan who never talked to other people, never came into contact with other people, and hated dealing with others. That's not how I wanted you to think of me. This isn't even, like, fully British. Before I marry into the Omatsuki family, I write this letter because I want you to know. From ancient times, the islanders thought of the moons as bodily forms of souls, and so they worship the place where the souls come from, and where the souls return to. There are times when the moon is full, and times it is waning. It is the Tsukimori maidens who perform the lunar melody, matching it to the moon's appearance and protecting the people. According to the lore of the Tsukimori clan, each person carries his or her own lunar melody. It is a faint sound, but just like the vibration frequency of a crystal, it remains the same throughout one's life. One person's lunar melody alone is weak. That is why it is taught that it needs to be sounded in unison. If you and I can make our lunar melody sound together, there is nothing in the world that would make me happier. Sayaka Minazuki. I feel like that was a drop. Is Minazuki a person we should know? I feel like that was supposed to be a drop. There it is, bundle of half-earned letters. No, it's Aiba. Okay, so Minazuki's no one, right? Yeah, Minazuki isn't anyone. So I guess the drop is that she's a Tsukimori like Madoka? Is this entire game, like, Suda waifuing Madoka, and, like, he made an entire game to be like, I like her, we're gonna save her, that's the game? Like, is that what this is? Is this just a game to save Madoka for some reason? I'll save you. What? I peeled the talisman off the mask. Madoka's dead. She seemed pretty dead. I don't understand what the point of the game is. I feel like in every other Fatal Frame game, we could have left. Like, okay, we couldn't have left, right? She fucked off after that brief part you played as her. Yeah, okay, so, like, well, if she's fucking dead, then what's the point of the plot reveal? Like, what's the point of any of this? I put the mirror on the stand. Moonlight reflected off the mirror. I'll protect you. Something appeared in the photo. It's the phases of the moon. Old musical score. That's an old musical score? That's the fucking lunar cycle. It seems to represent the phases of the moon. Well, hopefully you can read it, because I can't. Fatal Frame 1, the ghost won't let Miku leave. Well, no, she needs to save her brother, and the ghost won't let her leave, right? Fatal Frame 2, you have to save your sister, so you can't leave. Fatal Frame 3, it's attacking you in your goddamn dreams. There's, like, a very brief part in Fatal Frame 2 where you could leave, actually. It's, like, a very tiny portion. It's, like, 5 minutes, but your sister's, like, mind-controlled at the time. Isn't there, like, an ending in the Xbox version where you get your sister and you're like, and I'm gone. So later, fuckers. I think there is an ending where you get your sister and you just fucking chat. But yeah, like, at this point, right, I guess Ruka hasn't solved the mysteries because she wasn't with Misaki or the detective, so I guess she doesn't have all of the answers. So is this real? Is the whole thing just getting fucking Ruka's memories back? Even though we as the players have her memories back? Because at this point there's no reason. Well, no, okay, no, hold on, because she's in her mind she's trying to save Misaki and Madoka, right? So she doesn't know that Madoka is fucked. And We don't know where Misaki is. Like, Misaki's not dead. Misaki should theoretically be totally fine, actually. Although I think we saw her dead at one point, didn't we? Didn't we see her dead when we played as Madoka? But I guess Ruka hasn't found the body, so she's not aware they're all dead. So I guess Ruka has a reason to be here? Or could have been solved like this. 4 could have been solved if fucking Misaki just didn't go back to the island. Or movies that never would have started if black people were in the cast.
What that nigga doing? What's wrong with him?
That nigga look distraught. But hold on, he telling us to go back, bro.
He is.
Oh, well.
Yeah, go ahead and
Turn this all around.
Ain't
nothing for us that way.
Yeah. This one could have you could have gone even further with this. You could have just not went to the island. There was no reason to go back here. Just don't go on the island. Everyone would be alive. Oh, you don't want none of this, boy. No, you don't want none of this, boy. Alright, you want to go, Dad? I'm gonna fuck you in a completely non-incestuous way. Maybe if you'd been around more, Dad, you'd have realized I ain't no wimp. Fucking pussy. Why don't you go get some milk? Okay, I actually don't know what the game wants me to do then. Should we just look it up? We'll just look it up. There's no reason to stand here for 7 hours. We'll just look it up. Oh, yeah, it wants me to go back to the piano. It wouldn't let me interact with the piano, though. Do I have to interact with the wall before I interact with the piano? I thought I could just look at the wall. Have those stairs always been there? Oh, yeah, no, we've been in here. Okay. So what do you want me to do? You want me to interact with this? You want me to take a picture? Done. Saved to my camera forever. Nope. Okay. Now we begin the puzzle. How do I progress the game? I tried to interact with the piano before, but it didn't let me. What if I go back and try and interact with it from a different angle? What a fucking problem you never have in real life, by the way. The upright piano I always played. Dolls and vases decorate the top of the piano. What if I go over here? Play this piano. Quick. Piano. Nope. I don't like her sleeves. I'm okay with her sleeves. I don't like how low her I don't like how low her dress is cut. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Frills look stupid. I think the frills are okay. I don't have a problem with the frills. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Follow the direction of filament, snap it. When your capture circle turns blue to get the old music score projector on wall photo. Remember those moons appear after each chapter? They represent the face of the moon. Anyway, at the left end of the bed, you'll find the last sealed mask. Examine it to trigger a scene. Since all three masks have been unsealed, you can now enter the sealed door or head downstairs. Go to the entrance hall. Oh. Make your way to the sealed door and enter it. Okay, I missed a seal, is what I'm getting. Yeah, okay, apparently I missed one of the seals. That's I think why I can't get through the door. This concept art is better than the final design. Oh, for Kaine? I don't know. I don't hate Kaine's design. It is like... I'm not a big fan of the heels, but I have heard someone attempt to justify it. I think there's an interesting video I watched called what was it? It was called like a delicate fucking flower, I think, which was like breaking down like Kaine's person, like it was like a character analysis on Kaine and her design. Alright, so basically we need to find this other mask seal. side, a mask has been enshrined, small memorials on the other side. We're basically 2 down. I would control F to just, like, try and look up mask, but the problem is if you try and look up the word mask in a walkthrough in this game, you're gonna get... what do you think of this? I will say Kaine's not my favorite design. I mean, it's very impractical, obviously. Like, I'm not a big, like, baby doll lingerie, like... that I think is too big for her, because it doesn't ride on her breasts properly. What do you think of this? Because I think this design is god-awful, especially compared to other characters in the game. Alright. Can I be honest? The design would be a lot better if this wasn't fucking sheer. Like, I don't know why this is sheer. Like, if it was just like a poncho, I think it would be a lot, it'll be a lot stronger. I don't hate it, actually. It's very, because it's very reminiscent, like her hair and like eyebrow style is very reminiscent of a high-end period fashion. This outfit would not fly during the high-end period, for the record. But that is what the hair and like eyebrows was very popular during the high-end period. It's got like the family sigil on it. I really do think if it wasn't sheer, I think that would go, like, this was just like a matte color, I think that would go a long way to improving the design. I'm also not a big fan of the sort of like bone sort of design here. What this feels like to me is the black with the flame designs ended up coming a little too monochromatic, and the designer needed some way to break it up. And they just could not fucking figure out what to do with it. Like, I don't hate it. I don't really have strong feelings about it, though. I kind of like it. If I were to give it a rating, I would go, like, I don't know, like 6 out of 10. It's also kind of like monochromatic. Like, I think even like a few accent colors that aren't white would go along. Like, make this matte and add in, like, instead of like a darker brown on top of like like, instead of brown on gray, I would go like, I don't know, like even maybe like a light purple or something, something a little bolder to sort of match the top or something. I don't know, just something to make it visually stand out a little bit more. It's a little monochromatic, and the sheer top really does, because then you get to see the like smoothness of the bodysuit underneath, and that's really not adding much to the design. Like, because it makes her look like she's wearing a bodysuit and a poncho, and that's not really what you would want to get out of that. You know what I'm saying? This is the concept, by the way. Let's see what we get here. Okay, I prefer this one. Alright, straight up. Honestly, I like the hair and the high... I mean, I don't know the character, obviously. But, like, I like the hair and the high-end sort of, like, eyebrow shave. Like, take this head, drop it on this body. I think you could probably... Well, then I'd be a little worried about the hair washing out the darkness of the hood. But, yeah, I do, I think, prefer the small, There's a name for this type of kimono, but offhandedly I can't tell you it. It almost looks like a hanasode. And the big reason I prefer the concept art is because Toki is a member of the Ring of Gaia, and the Ring of Gaia dressed like this. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't dislike the design they went with, but I do prefer the more traditional style. Oh, saw a Pepsi ad and ruined everything you said. I don't know, I can repeat part of it. What was the last thing you heard? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no, that was forever ago. That was forever ago. Fucking, okay, Jesus Christ, that was the whole thing. That was the entire thing. Yeah, basically, I just said I don't hate the design they went with. I would add a little more color, I think. And I think the little bone design is kind of dumb. And I don't think it should be sheer because it shows too much of a bodysuit underneath. I think that kind of looks silly. But the design they went with is pretty okay. And I like the sort of like high-end fashion, like hair and face sort of design they went with. But I do think the like Hanasode version, like the concept art was a better design. I would almost consider like swapping the faces around. Like, use the design they actually went with, even though it would be a bit anachronistic. But, like, literally don't think they care. So. All the seals have been broken. Oh, you want an ass whooping, huh? Alright, Dad. Okay, you got some moves. Boom! Boom! Ruka ain't got no daddy problems. Daddy got Ruka problems. My favorite weird design aspect of SMT4 is Nanashi, the protagonist, has lyrics from John Lennon's Imagine on his jumpsuit. It's not uncommon. It's open for Japanese fashion to just randomly put English phrases on their clothing. With no real appreciation for what it means. Like, there's a famous Japanese shirt that's just the word diarrhea written in English on it. Masks have been placed on the shelf. They're all elaborately carved. They give off the same feeling as the Tsukimori song. A pattern placed beneath one of the masks. It looked like it might be related to the masks. Now, of course, you know, people in the West do the same shit. Like, they'll like tattoo Chinese characters on them. It'll mean something like eats farts or something. And they were like, oh, my tattooist says it means passion. Meanwhile, there's somewhere someone in China who tried to get a tattoo that says eats farts, and it ended up actually meaning passion, and they're very disappointed. The line is about imagine if heaven and hell aren't a thing. So I imagine it's a sort of like a reference to it being the neutral route. Then it's similar to the moon graphic on the wall, a musical score written on it. Soya's note, plans drawn by my father. The underground lunar hall is a forbidden place and its entrance is locked. I'm familiar with the door. When the door is opened, the lunar melody must be played, but that melody was lost long ago. However, the ancient score was recovered from old documents in the possession of the Hybara family. The musical score reproduced from the burn notes is said to be the power of the camera obscura, but it's not really relevant to the plot because the endings of that game are rebuild the world in peace with your demon friends or kill everyone and become God. No. A reference to SMT4's going the neutral route to arrive at Apocalypse. Not a reference to neutral route Apocalypse. Would be my guess. Soya unwinding old cord book. I thought it was just gonna say Soya unwinding. Kaneda's mask. Why have we taken the mask? Decoding table. Something is drawn on the piece of paper. Hopefully, that was the answer to the question. Hopefully, I don't need to read sheet music. The only game that has ever dicked you that hard that I know of is, like, Silent Hill. Like, I've never been fucked that hard outside of Silent Hill, so I can't imagine it's gonna make me read sheet music. Seems to be a note that father left behind. Mr. Hybara wants to know what led the mask of the lunar eclipse to cause the day without suffering. When the Utsuwa bloomed in the previous mask of the lunar eclipse, there had been an error in its fabrication by Suetsu. The result became the domain of taboo. The true mask erases the Utsuwa's self, and it has profound effect on their mind after they become an empty vessel, opening them to the realm of spirits. The source of the souls that come through leads to the open path of the afterlife. After that, the Utsuwa's soul becomes nothing and then rises again from nothing. Mr. Hybara has examined the thorough experiments, how wearing masks can control effects on the mental state of the wearer. I think I will request his assistance in making the mask of the lunar eclipse. He has no reason to refuse me. Oh, I thought Apocalypse came about because they cut out so much shit out of 4. Because I heard they like what was it, like 3-4 chapters got cut out of that game. So does the game want me to go back up to? Wait, isn't there a? Yeah, save point. Save point, save point, save point, save point, save point. Okay, so it does want me to play the Lunar Melody. Okay, no problem.
Now! When will the sun go down on me? Run, Satsuki! Run from yet another Japanese horror movie knockoff! Run!
I know. We've done the ring like 4 or 5 times. This school is...
I don't think I've ever noticed that she was wearing pantyhose until right now. Like, I might have commented about it earlier, but I think I've walked through this hall so many times that it's just now officially come to my attention. No? The only thing I can think of that the game would want me to do is walk all the way back to the underground now. It does? It actually does. It wants me to go all... Oh my god. Okay, then. Opening the door in the older games is fucking nerve-wracking because sometimes the loading seems like the game froze. Opening the doors in this game is nerve-wracking because it seems like the game froze. Every time the game pauses for more than 6 seconds, I'm like, what is happening? Okay, I'm familiar. Bastard was inspired by, like, old metal covers. I didn't know there was an old Bastard anime. I know they made a new version of Bastard. Well, the world is called Metallicana. So it's not subtle. Yeah, it also has been talked about because, like, the main character is supposed to be, like, super OP. Like, I've heard it mentioned, it's like, oh yeah, the main character Bastard would beat Goku's ass. This was, like, well before Super, though. This was, like, a decade ago. But yeah, Bastard was on my radar. I was gonna read it at one point, but I just couldn't find it. Is it heavy metal? Yeah, it's heavy metal. Heavy Metal's actually an okay movie. I saw Heavy Metal, and I was like, you know what? I liked it. Speaking of Heavy Metal, and I can explain my thought process. My thought process went, I've never seen Wizards. I still have not seen the movie Wizards. But because my mind went to the Heavy Metal parody in South Park, and then my mind went to a video I saw recently where I'll make you. You keep bringing it up. I still don't care. But to watch it. I mean, you can talk about it all you want, but I will probably never watch this film. I just don't have the time. But anyway. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, I already took a picture of that. But, anyway, that got me thinking about the South Park parody episode of Heavy Metal where they were sniffing cat piss. And then that got me thinking about a video I saw recently from Comic Tropes where he talked about how Penthouse had its own comic, like, printing, and apparently it was pretty good, but then they cut it because multiple reasons. Like, there was a scandal between the guy that was behind it, and then it kind of went down in quality, and then I think it was still making money, but that Penthouse was like, why the fuck do we own our own comic publisher? But from what I heard, they actually do sound like legitimately good comics that I would totally read. I was taken away during the festival that day. Inside. Further, much further inside. Deeper, deeper. Technically, I didn't watch all of Shin-Chan because I couldn't find movie 30. No, I'm not going to watch all of Saizai-san. The only reason I watched all of Shin-Chan is because it was part of my ongoing attempt to have never dropped an anime, and Shin-Chan used to run on Adult Swim. So I had it down as a dropped anime. I didn't, like, seek it out because of its absurd length. Plus, Saizai-san is so much longer than Shin-Chan. Like, 15 times longer. Speaking of Wizards, Fritz the Cat has a Blu-ray now. These little bitches are strong on them. Like, I mean, like, durable. These little bitches are durable. Alright, that actually killed her. That's one down. I saw her, but I wasn't able to react enough. Two dead. Y'all, Ruka might be surpassing Misaki. She might be getting there. Let's see. I'll be getting a copy when I can. My favorite thing about Ralph Bakshi is he's a hypocrite. Spent his entire career making raunchy animated movies. He made the first X-rated animated film for Rabbits and even Wizards, and finally we have Eleanor. I do not know. You know what? Just for safety. I did see it, but just for safety, I think I am going to have to erase that link. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. When I put the mask from my father's room on the altar, the ornament on the altar moved. Wizards is a family film. That is good to know. The phases of the moon are lined up on the symbol. Is this the guess show? How would you even say this? It would be I'm like picturing how this would be written in my head, and it looks so fucking stupid. Because you would double make the she sound, right? So it'd be de, sh, and then it would go into O, right? Deshua, but then you extend the O sound, right? So it would be geshuo. Some shit. Machine. Yes, the classic. Do I know how the moon works? And the answer is no. Aha! I did it! Nope. Nope. I remember those fucking wheel puzzles from one. Didn't I have no problems with those? Haha! Nope, that's... Haha! No? Alright. So I don't think the phases of the moon are the answer. I think it's probably that little thing, like, because we got, like, a diagram, and I bet it's the lunar melody diagram that's the correct answer. But I tried. Oh, back in the 90s, conservatives of Fox News, there's a shit fit over the tame 80s ecchi anime, and Ralph Bakshi went on Fox and said, this kind of raunchy trash has no place in animation. I was like, shut the fuck up, acting like your ass didn't make Fritz the Cat. And I cannot say that last one. I would get banned on Twitch if I... In fact, I don't know if I can... In fact, I don't even think I can allow that to be in chat. Holy shit. Man, we gotta stop talking about Rap Bakshi. You get one more, I might need to time out. They're not my rules, they're Twitch's. I just want to say that. I'd let you go fucking hog wild if I could. It's a 70s superhero movie, and the name contains a slur for black people in it. Oh, is it a hint? It might be a hint. Okay. I did it backward. That's why it was wrong. I did it backward. Okay. So I was totally right then. Like, I was right. I was just backward. That's not how the moon works! I saw it like once, if I remember, it was a parody of race relations in the 70s, which were not great. Yeah! I can imagine. Wait. That's backward. Done! Okay, clearly I'm not done. Okay. Done! No. No, I'm stupid. Done! Okay. Oh, and Samson, the main character, is played by soul singer Barry White. I have never seen Cool World. Okay. This is probably the correct answer. Done. Cool World is why Ralph actually fucked off and never made a movie again. Think Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but more sexual with Kim Basinger and Brad Pitt. And worse, it was unfinished. It was why 4 out of 10 IMDb good score for a good reason. So here's an important thing. I do not know who Kim Basinger is, and I've never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I know what it's about, but I've never seen it. I also know what happens in the book, but I've also never seen it. Half live action, half animation. Cool World is? Okay, gotcha. Where's my fucking friend? I don't like movies! You know what? Say what you will about this game, and I have. I actually like the store. I like the ability to just go into a store and just, like, buy shit. Yo, if I could get, like, 50 blue crystals, that'd be pretty hype. We're off driving, I'm like, yeah, it's like Clockwork Orange. You've never seen Clockwork Orange. I've also never seen Clockwork Orange. Hey! Or when we're eating, then there's the shit like Salo, 120 Days of Sodom. Never heard of it. You're better off. That's our conversation. I've heard of it. I've never seen it. Somehow, like, slowly drifted to the right while standing here. I don't know why. Two people going down the path. Are we about to find out that Kirishima was behind it the whole time? Oh, that would be quite the plot twist. I don't think that's true, but it would be quite the plot twist. You most certainly don't like movies. Your favorite movie is a tie-in film to an obnoxious anime. What? My favorite movie is Dodgeball, a True Underdog Story. I don't know what that is. Two people going down the underground lunar path. It's a comedy movie about I want to say Ben. I want to say starring. Is it Ben Stiller? It's not Ben Stiller. Oh, I mean, yeah, actually, it is starring Ben Stiller, but I meant Vince Vaughn. It is starring Ben Stiller. Okay, so it's a 2004 comedy movie starring Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn about a group of misfits entering a Las Vegas dodgeball tournament in order to save their cherished local gym called Average Joe's Gymnasium from the onslaught of a corporate health fitness chain. It is a delight. Apparently, it's number 861 on IMDb. Fuck yeah, it is. You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. I watched it recently, still holds up. Boom. Okay, so now we've maxed out our slow motion, we've maxed out our moderate damage, and we've maxed out our attack buffs. So, if only we could have gotten 50 crystals, we would have been able to max out our speed, and then this final boss would be smooth sailing. I'm still holding out hope that somehow in the final chapter, I'll be able to get 20 more blue crystals. You know what doesn't hold up? Chasing Amy. Kevin Smith should have never tried to make a romantic comedy. Never seen it. I have seen Dogma, and I think the two Jay and Silent Bob movies. I think it was Patrick Willems recently made a video about how he used to be a really big Kevin Smith fan in college, and he went back to all of the movies, and they're not good. He was like, wow. It's a movie about a guy who falls in love with a lesbian and he tries to be her friend while also trying to hook up with her. How does it end? Because depending on how it ends, that movie could go one of two very different ways. Alright, I think this doll is on the other side of this door. Where is it? Where's this fucking doll? He writes her a comic book that's based in a movie, tells her how he feels, and then he leaves and never sees her again. Okay, well, at least they don't end up together. Which would be the bad way it ends. Fine, whatever. Where is this fucking doll? Am I blind? Where's this damn doll? Where is it? Alright, we're looking it up. We're looking it up. Where's this doll? Where's this damn doll? Is she on top of the Tory? Is that it? That's it! That's it! We found it! Holy shit! Oh my gosh. Alright. Alright, let's go get Misaki. As a reminder, I noticed in Iruka's inventory she has the other half of the Lunar Eclipse mask, but she never found that part of the mask. It's only in her inventory because we played as Kirishima. So, if we're about to get the other part of the mask, there's about to be a huge-ass continuity error. Because she never found the first part of the mask, because she never found Kirishima's body, I don't think. Then again, this game is basically continuity error of the game. They're together for a bit in the movie and they split. Was I supposed to recognize who that was? Did Soya make the mask poorly? Excuse me. It was going to be completed, but why? Take her to the chamber. If I monitor her condition, I might come to understand. She bloomed for like 11 seconds. Oh, okay, so that's Misaki. We'll always be together, right? What I want to know is, and I think Misaki's dead. I'm like 90% sure of this. Will we save Misaki? And I guess Madoka, but I'm like, we found Madoka's ghost, so I'm like 90% sure Madoka's dead. This game's plot can be summed up as things happen. Yeah, it really does genuinely seem to be going absolutely goddamn nowhere. Like, I don't think there was a single thing in that scene that we did not already know. By the way, I saw in the guide she's unkillable right now, so we're just gonna run. So how about them New York Mets? It's all about the Mets, baby. Apparently that's a meme. I've been saying that for years, and that became a meme recently. She walloported me. Hear them Mets have been doing well in that sports game recently. Here they've been sportsing it up pretty hard. Woo! I just love me some sports. I am a person that identifies as a sports fan and as a person who considers myself to have enough time to spend on sports. That I follow sports. Thinking about the Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings movies and how not good they are. I'm just thinking about how much I love sports. Boy, sports are just the sportsiest. Woo! If I had 3 wishes, my first wish would be sports. My second wish would be sports. And my third wish would be more wishes. So I could wish for more sport. I made myself laugh. Why do I think it's that funny? It's not that funny. What the fuck? Oh. Regretful Soya. He's regretful because he's a failure. My assumption is we go to the room with the mask that I couldn't open before. There's like 2 doors I can think of where I would theoretically go. The dialogue is mostly ripped from the book. Oh, I turned left. Not the direction I would have expected. Looks awful. The rotoscoping looks awful. The movie kept changing animation styles and felt trippy. He changed Sauron's name and rushes through Fellowship and Two Towers because the 2 movies, Lord of the Rings and Return of the King. Father! Quick, we have to follow the ghost of ourselves. Have we been dead the whole time? Wait a minute, is that why we're seeing ghosts of ourselves? Is this like Hiroshima? Is everyone dead? The game can't be that fucking stupid. Mask fragment. That's the final piece. Female mask is enshrined in the altar, which is carved with clouded moon. The game can't be that stupid. It can't be that everyone's dead, right? She kill herself? I'm sure those are really cool back before Peter Jackson's movies. I know, because my parents really like those movies. Father. Father. Yes, Hazuki doll, I know. Father. Is Soya the final boss of this game, or is Sakuya? Ruka. Because Soya would make a really shitty final boss. It is complete. Have you seen this video? I know! Eat a dick and die! Damn you, Dad! This is why Mom left you. You're always attacking us with your ghost powers. I did a Masaki dodge. Fatal frame! Ooh! I caught you fatal framing, bitch! You're not even a very good mask maker. If you were, it wouldn't have broken. You thought you could beat Sugetsu? You fucking loser? You couldn't make masks for a children's party. All the masks you make, you didn't mask your failures, bitch! I forget why Ruka came here in the first place. Came into this room in the first place, or why did Ruka come to Rugetsu Island in the first place? The Lunar Eclipse is beginning. She came to Rugetsu Island because Misaki got a wild hair up her ass and decided to go back and try and reclaim her memories in Rugetsu Island, and then brought Madoka with her. But Ruka, like, missed the boat or something and ended up having to come after them. As for why she went into that room specifically, it was because she saw a ghost enter into it. Apparently, Ruka went with Misaki Madoka to look for lost memories, and the best part is she explicitly told her not to go, told not to go by her mother. Yes! The final chapter. Chapter 11, Lunar Eclipse. Ruka returns to Yomitsuki House. Her father tried to complete the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, but he sucks too much dick. He made perfect masks for all 5 Kanade as well to complete the ceremony, the forbidden ritual, the ceremony of passage. However, the ritual ended in failure, and the girls lost their memories, and Sakuya became comatose. Yet one day Sakuya woke. No, she didn't wake. She didn't need to awaken. The depths and disappearances of the islanders, of her friends. Was this her father's doing? Yes! How could she properly end the tragedy for good? Well, technically it's the doctors. How could she fix the mistake her father made? The day of the lunar eclipse, when Sakuya will destroy everything, draws near. Sakuya will destroy everything? You pulled that plot point right out of your goddamn ass. Zero stage. Wow. Right out of your ass. There's literally no evidence to support Sakuya's gonna destroy everything. You can't just, like, ham-fist a world-ending apocalypse plot line just pulled out of your asshole right in the 11th hour in a fucking plot summary. Does professional mask maker wake worse mask than the Halloween mask gang at the manhunt wear? Yeah, how come? What a loser. Do you catch the fact that this game is trying to end in a world-ending threat right here in the plot summary? Like, there's nothing in the game to support that the world is going to end. And then the plot summary is like, the world's going to end, though. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You did not set that up. Sakuya has actually been the least threatening angry ghost of Fatal Frame. My father always locked himself away in here, hammering at the masks. Why does he need to hammer masks I remember the sound of his hammering. Why is he hammering masks, anyway? Like, I get if he's, like, chiseling them made out of wood, but some of them are made out of people faces, so, like... But I only saw him from behind. When he looked over his shoulder, his face... I don't remember his face. Hey, at least the other 3 games, the ghost could be hurt till the final boss. You one-shot her with a flashlight. Sakuya is invulnerable in... You probably encounter her 6 times, and she's invulnerable 4 of those times. I will say that. She is usually invulnerable. I think there was only 2 instances where she took damage. I don't remember his face. Although, yeah, the flashlight thing really did take the wind out of her sails. She got bodied about the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. An old book that's been left behind. Was this my father's book? It is said that of the Yomotsuki family mask makers, Suetsu used the most extreme techniques. After the day without suffering, Suetsu's mask ominously disintegrated in ash. The remains were enshrined beneath the current head's room so that the mask could be studied. The basic form of the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse was probably created in that shrine. Suetsu would sit before the shrine carving the mask, and his high level of skill would bring him into a serene, meditative state. Suetsu spent many hours before the shrine, gradually nearing a polished technique, but it was not enough. I recently shown a photograph of the director who had the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. Dr. Kunihiko Asuha once visited this island to take some photographs of the Kagura dance and saw the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse made by Suetsu. This Mask of the Lunar Eclipse that Suetsu made, others would not understand its truth, but I do. I cannot understand why the photograph captured the lost Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. Did that camera obscura capture the past? Capture a shadow of Suetsu? The photo is slightly blurred, but the importance and power of the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse comes through clearly enough. I must overcome this masterpiece, achieve Suetsu's most earnest wish, to complete the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. Okay. I mean, honestly, who gives a shit? Did my father write this? The afterlife definitely exists. However, we have not yet seen it. When the moon is fully eclipsed, will it appear as they say it will? Also, I love that there was no setup that there was going to be an eclipse, and now just all of a sudden there's an eclipse. Like, out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, it's like, and it's eclipse time. Inside this book, there's a memo with familiar handwriting. I tried all possible means, crafted the perfect mask. It had not the slightest flaw. Still, why did she bloom? Why did the ceremony of passage fail? The Utsuwa? The Kanade? Just as I was beginning to understand the reason, the resonance had begun between them, and no technique or method could help. I, just like Suetsu, gave birth to another day without suffering. Seeing the end at last, with my own eyes, that shall be my reward. Sakuya coming to do the ghost thing. I don't give a fuck who you are, flashlight. We still don't know who Woman in Black is, by the way. Just putting that out there. Or, technically, the game has not confirmed Ayako's identity. So we're, like, it's still two hanging plot threads. Inside an eternity of nothing, I believe Sakuya would wander. Awakened. Like flowers opening in the night. Peaceful. Majestic. Now awoken on the island, Sakuya wanders. The people Sakuya saw, all of them bloomed. Some people tried to escape to the sea, others hid underground. Soon she'll come to this place too. My underground sanctuary, where I spent my days in silent work, in order to make the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. Where really made skip the boss cutscenes the character. What? Where did my father go? I can feel a breeze from behind the altar. The mechanism seems to be working now. Use the mechanism to move the altar. Do it! Oh man, are we ready to final boss? Oh man, are we gonna beat, how are we ever gonna beat whoever the final boss is? Who even is the final boss? I remember, like, the worst part about Fatal Frame 2 is that, like, you get to the final boss and it's like, really? This guy? That's not 20 blue crystals. I need 20 blue crystals. If I get 20 blue crystals, I need 4 blue crystals. We will have achieved the strongest Fatal Frame character. You can fight Sai in Fatal Frame 2, but it's only on hard mode ending. That's just a stone mirror. And the ending isn't canon, yeah. Oh. Ruka's really slow to do anything. Oh, we're gonna get you, Sayaka. We're gonna get you. Sayaka going around Island 1. Speed up, bitch. She's scared. I think. Also, according to Pache, if she moved even slightly faster, the Wii would have broke. Sayaka going around Island 2. I have heard of calling, but I don't, like, but, like, in passing. Like, enough that I couldn't really tell you about it. Open the door, motherfucker! Why are you just standing there? Could you imagine if I had a game-breaking bug right there on that door? You can play as a girl who wears no shoes. Ooh, la la. I love it when girls wear no shoes. Yeah. No, honestly, though, there is a thing about, like, dirty feet that people are into, and I'm not into dirty feet. I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry, Miyazaki. I'm sorry. I've betrayed your hopes. There's 2 camps. There's the clean feet camp and the dirty feet camp. Very much not the dirty feet camp. You're just hanging with the entire Souls fandom. I'm sorry! Take a bath! Got it. Come on, blue crystals. Blue crystals. Blue crystals. Blue crystals. Any number. 4 blue crystals. What are blue crystals? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. That's it. That's it. Look at that. Max power, max speed, max reload. We don't even need anything else. That's all you need. Although I do have 10 points. We do have 10 points, though. So I guess I'll get absorbed. But that's all we needed. You don't need more than max power, speed, and you really do not. You will fucking rinse anything with that. Oh, she's cute. Oh, honestly, this is really cute. I love the little design, the little like frilled top with the cross, and it's not too much, and there's like a good color gradient. This is a solid design. Person cannot draw feet, but it is a good design. Friendship ended with Misaki. Ruka is my most overpowered character. Ruka, I think, is the most overpowered character just because I gave her the most upgrades. If Misaki had the same upgrades, it wouldn't even be close. Yeah, she got the Kaneko feet, yeah. I mean, this is the most power I've ever managed to get in a Fatal Frame character, I think. Dad. Dad. What the fuck? I was just bragging about Ruka being my most heavily upgraded Fatal Frame character, and you're like, I'm gonna stab you with a chisel! Of course you died instantly, you fucking idiot! What were you thinking? I also don't think that's true. I think in Fatal Frame 1 and 2, and 3, I may have, cheated my blue crystals up to max, and I may have just maxed the camera out. But this game is, there's, a different level of difficulty in this game, so it feels like this is the easiest. Like this is the strongest. Soya's notes number 4. It looks like my father's. Is my father's really here? The Regetsu Kagura dance is performed that comforts the dead, but what is the extent of pain of the souls of the deceased? Dr. Haibara said that soul is a massive memory. There's no way to destroy a soul. After death, the eternal memory remains, and there's only unending pain and suffering and loneliness. I don't know where he's getting this from. But would it be a good thing to lose all memory? The Utsua mask eliminates even her face, and the mask of the Lunar Eclipse made by Suetsu completely erased all memories. Excuse me. It is possible to make a memory-breaking mask, but if memories are completely erased, do the souls disappear into pure nothingness? After all the memories of the souls are lost, Suetsu assumed that there are some that remain. If a circle is made extremely small, it becomes a point. No matter how small it is made, that point remains. It is not gone. The same is true of the human soul. Each circle is different, but they invariably become points when made smaller. It is the primordial place everyone passes through, and everyone shares the arrival at this endpoint. This point is certainly the afterlife recorded by Suetsu. I was fascinated by this idea. Could it be that the moment we are born the moment we are born is the moment we can no longer visit that place? Everyone exists in the afterlife, the place where salvation can be found. Suetsu probably tried to reach the afterlife with the mask of the Lunar Eclipse. Because of the Regetsu Kagura dance, does the ceremony of passage no longer have a true function? Suetsu was lost on the journey to salvation. I must make the true mask of the Lunar Eclipse. Okay. The rock is deteriorated and caved in to seem like it can go further. If you want us to go that way, then I shall go this way. Oh, this is 1,000% locked, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You ready for it? Oh, God. What? Oh, the piano thing?
Not quite perished, my lady love. Although some days I wish I had.
Um, yeah, it'll be fine. It's fine. I'll get like a quick save before the piano segment. It'll be fine. How bad can it be? What could possibly go wrong? Soya waiting for destruction. I hope I don't do the final boss in this tiny room. You think it's an organ? Can you play piano music on an organ? I'm not sure how well. I'm not sure if that works. It's my father's final note. His last moments were probably here. Although the end approaches, it feels strangely quiet. The mask has existed here for a long time, but the design of this mask was flawed. In order to exceed the mask-making skill of Suetsu's generation, difficult study was required. You didn't do it, though! The day without suffering still occurred, but now I think about it. Maybe the mask of the Lunar Eclipse was not what caused the failure. It is an organ, okay. Sakuya is blooming. It is much larger than the previous day without suffering, more magnificent. The day of the next lunar eclipse, Sakuya will be in even greater bloom. Then after the ceremony was performed, that blooming face, it was the mask of the lunar eclipse Soetsu asked for. Even I worry about it. Sakuya will come here soon as well. At least until then, I want to sit in peace and quiet. Fuck you, ghost hand! Sacred rope wrapped around an enormous stalactite, and countless masks are embedded in it. It's probably for a ritual. I love how she's just like, whatever, it's for a ritual, I'm sure. Whatever, who gives a shit? I don't fucking care. We're well past that point now. I should go pee before the final boss. You can play piano music on an organ. This is Nocturne played on an organ. Did that say Tatsukime Shrine or Tsukimori Shrine? It kind of went a little too fast for me to read. There it is. Ten blue crystals. Beautiful. We can upgrade. Bucket, right? How many of these Hozaki dolls are there in the game? Like, how close am I to finishing? Oh, there's like there's over 70. There is over 70. I'm sure we missed something very spooky. I'll take it. Okay, now I need 30 to either increase my capacity or my absorb rate. Realistically, my absorb rate is worth more to me. Oh shit, the lunar eclipse. I see. This cave must be connected to the lighthouse. The place closest to the moon. Sakuya is there. Yeah, you remember the lighthouse? It's been... Remember the lighthouse? They mentioned it fucking back in chapter 2 and then never again. Game. Game. Bam! 50 Hozaki dolls. 50 of them. Hell yes. I do not know why they are in this game. But I've gotten 50 of them now. Sakuya standing near the Lunar Eclipse Gate. So this is the Lunar Eclipse Gate, huh? I would describe this as a door. Oh. Oh, it's the nurse. I really have to pee. Oh, she got me. She got me because I have to fight her in a fucking 1x1 hallway. Alright. That was a triple chain fatal frame. Oh, and then she bloomed! Oh, and then she bloomed. Done. This is the longest final chapter in Fatal Frame history. Realistically, any other Fatal Frame game, I would have been done by now. Alright, I'm gonna piss myself if I don't take at least a short break. Alright, we're back. Should we buy anything else while we're here? This is probably the last time. What do you think? 30 healing items? $60 Type 90 films? Realistically, I could probably buy 99 of both, but... I could not imagine why I would why I would need more than 30 healing items or 60 Type 90. You know what? Just in case. Or 60 Type 90 films. By the way, I love how sacred water is basically the equivalent of 2 herbal medicines, and yet it costs, fucking, like 5 times more. Like, why would I buy that? With this, the mask is truly complete. Sakuya's face itself is the mask. Everyone will bloom. Really, Dad? How many times we gotta teach you this lesson, old man? You suck, Dad! Chronicle of Suetsu Yomitsuki. The face of the person who would become the mask, who would come back from the lunar eclipse. Don't let it resonate. The resonance will consume the island and grow. Everyone will bloom. The person who would become the mask shall be sealed and become the mask of the lunar eclipse. Wearing that same mask of the lunar eclipse, go to the ceremony of passage. Do not halt the resonance. It is a taboo to see the face of the mask of the lunar eclipse. Only the person wearing the same mask may see that face, but beware, to know fear is for the mask to bloom. From here the letters become blurred and intelligible. So put on the mask. At least they don't shoot shit at you like the priest in 1 and 2. He does shoot shit at you. Wait, that was just one dude. Motherfucker teleports all over the damn place. He does shoot shit at you. He shoots masks at you. There's at least 2 enemies that shoot shit at you in this game. There's 3 enemies. I make mask. Alright, so all we received from that was the information. Is someone playing the bagpipes? All we received from that was that basically once you wear the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse and you resonate, the mask breaks open, and then you bloom, and then that bloom creates the mask of the lunar eclipse. And then if the person is allowed to resonate again after blooming with the mask of the lunar eclipse having been on, what they will do is that then everyone on the island will bloom. It says, and the doorknob is broken, it's impossible to open. It says it'll keep growing, but it doesn't really specify what that means. Like, the summary says that she's gonna destroy the world. But, like, that's just the summary. The stairs are broken. It looks like the screws have fallen out of the handrail and steps. No part of the game has actually said that, so I'm not sure if she's trying to destroy the world or not. Like, I don't know if this is a Hellgate level scenario. I know the moon is a Hellgate, but the moon seems to be like a sort of passive Hellgate, where if you don't fuck with it, it don't fuck with you. So, like, it's not clear what the stakes are, but, like, even if... The problem is if everyone on the island blooms, who gives a shit? Because there's no one on the island, everyone disappeared already. What if this game ended with a dog? It would almost make more sense than... it would almost make more sense. Now... Oh, this is pretty. Oh, this is pretty. It would probably be a better ending, but I think this is... Dad! Dad, I already made the SpongeBob joke. Come on, Dad. Where are you? Marco! Is it impossible to evade that mask? Are you done? You're like a fucking 2-year-old throwing a tantrum. I mean, I know there's persistence and then there's that.
I'm big.
We'll save that if he shows up again, I guess. Yeah, it was just like, Jesus Christ, man, I just beat your ass. We're going down the stairs to see if there's an item. There's an item. There's an item. This is why we do it. This is why we play Fatal Frame. To slowly reach out to an item for 15 blue crystals. Now look at all these blue crystals. We have 16 blue crystals. If we have 15 more blue crystals, we'll be able to upgrade one more thing. And if we get 45 blue crystals, Ruka will be fully upgraded? I mean, it would definitely make a New Game Plus playthrough a lot easier. Behold, I'm your dad. Oh, God. For, like, a brief period of time, I saw one of those, like, beneficial ghosts. I wonder if it's, like, top of the stairs, and that's why. It also might be above me. Yeah, I bet it's above me. Yeah, it was above me. I'm back! There, I did it. Come on. Are you done? You didn't even get a hit on me that time. I fucking murdered your ass. Dad, stop. Soon everything will vanish and will be lost, and I finally understand. I was eagerly chasing Suetsu's trail. I saw the same Suetsu and thought the same thing, did the same thing, became Suetsu himself. That was how I felt. Ironically, shortly before death, things had become slightly clearer. When the next ceremony is done and Sakuya's face blooms in that mask, she will bloom even greater than has ever been seen before. However, there was no other choice but to perform the ceremony again in order to calm Sakuya's blooming. As tradition dictates, in order to seal the Utsuwa, who once bloomed on the day without suffering, the ceremony of passage must be done again. Oh, so there were two ceremony of passages. I guess that clears up the timeline. I do not understand why, but surely, if it is under the same circumstances the souls of the dead were accepted, perhaps the Utsuwa's soul may also return. But the ceremony of passage was lacking something. What will calm the coming soul? The soul's echo. Something that will calm. Yeah, it's the Lunar Melody. I get it. I wonder, is the remaster will go with the Getsuyu syndrome? Because, gonna be real, Luna Sedata syndrome sounds kind of lame. I'm okay with Luna Sedata. I'm fine with that. That's gotta be it. The black mask fragment for the forehead. That's it. We're done. We have the mask. Put the fucking mask... There is the mask of the Lunar Eclipse. When you touch one piece of the mask to another, they somehow fuse together seamlessly. This is the mask of the Lunar Eclipse? Boom! 10 blue crystals. I'm gonna be totally honest. At this point, I kind of just want it to be over. Excuse me. Getsuyu means tranquil moon. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna translate it. Are we done? Man, the final fight being in this tiny-ass lighthouse is gonna be so obnoxious. Lunar Eclipse, Saki is standing on the lighthouse. There it is. This is it. This is the item that's gonna win the game. It was a ghost hand. It's not like Koei has never just left shit untranslated. He started walking slower. Ruka, the Tsukimori song. Legend of the Tsukimori song. My mother left some documents she wrote here about the Tsukimori song. On Regetsu Island, there is a family known as the Tsukimori. The Tsukimori family guards the lunar melody as protectors of the moon. On Regetsu Island, there are many legends about the lunar melody and about person's destiny. The Tsukimori family also guards the Tsukimori song. In the Tsukimori song, the day of the new moon becomes a melody. That melody confronts the young, just like the mother's womb. At times when the moon is troubled, it will resonate, culminating in the blooming. When the moon is troubled, the Tsukimori family soothes the raging moon and the lost souls through the Tsukimori song. Once that the song reaches these souls, they may return to the spirit world through the moon. Alright, so there's a bunch of pissed off ghosts in her. Whatever, that's fine. Fine. Who cares? We just need to calm the ghosts down. It's a bit of a different way. Most Fatal Frame protagonists just beat the ghost up. Oh, that is an aggressive blow. Oh, just right into it, huh? Back. It'll be a shock break, but if they aren't, you can't escape them in this game's animation. Let's go, motherfucker! Boom! You take damage. Hey, girl, if you take damage, that can only mean one thing. Are y'all ready for this? Bum 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 bum. Type 90 film. Hey, Dagla, what's going on? Final boss time. We got Type 90 film, bitch! Ooh! 1,500 damage. Let's go. Oh, you want to just stand there, huh? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Boom! He really is just standing there, actually. I feel like I'm beating up a cripple woman right now. She's not doing anything. I don't think she's attacked me. Was that really the final boss? That can't have been the final boss. That would have to have been the easiest final boss in Fatal Frame history. That wasn't really the final boss, right? Ruka, the Tsukimori song. The Tsukimori song. The lunar melody sheet music from my mother's room. The decoding table from my father's room. This is the Tsukimori song. I mean, once when I played Fatal Frame 1, my brother watched the final boss, said, hey, why don't you just stand still? Took care not to complain. She didn't attack me at any point in the fight. She literally just floated there and took it. The lunar song, the melody of the full moon. If the moon is troubled, the lunar song soothes the raging moon and the dead souls. Yes, I know. If the song reaches the soul, it may return to the afterlife. We know. This score seems like a song. Like this must be. We will now be here for the next 7 hours. God, this song is long. What? This song, I've heard it before. Did I do it? Fatal Frame! Fatal Frame! Get soothed, bitch! Go back to your Hellgate! On the moon! You gotta put the mask on, girl. You gotta put the mask on. Come on. It's Kirishima's ghost! Oh, no, you put the mask on her. Sure, or whatever. So, like, where's Misaki, though? Like... Uh-huh. Takehusa. I guess so. Now there's fucking cheesy guitar music. What the fuck? They're really not going to address the Misaki plotline? You imagine Dad just puts the mask on and is like, round 6! Ruka! It's not over yet! Yeah, I get the idea. Yeah, he's turning around because we never saw him turn around. I get it. It's like an arc. I understand. Like, game, you haven't earned this. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Man, this fucking guitar music is just going for it right now. Wait! Wait! I feel like there's so many unresolved plot lines! Father! Father! Who was the woman in black? What happened to Misaki? Who's Ayako? Where did the villagers disappear to? I can't believe we got to the end of the game and there's still all of these fucking questions. What the fuck? Fuck your father, he was a dick. This game is a fucking train wreck. I can't believe we got to the end of the game. I need to unpack this. We got to the end of the game. We still don't know who the woman in black is. We still... you've confirmed who Ayako is, but the game never confirmed who Ayako is. So we still don't know who Ayako is, despite all of the build-up she had before. We still don't know who the woman in black is. She was also built up. That plotline got dropped. Misaki got abandoned. Literally, we just fucking left her in a cave tunnel and never picked her back up. And there's this whole mystery about where the villagers disappeared to. And they still disappeared, and we still don't know where the villagers are. And also, we never found, like, Iori's brother or anything, like, why was his notes burned? We never found this information out. This game is Also, I want to point out, I was mentioning the continuity area, right? Like, okay, so Kirishima picked up the half of the mask as directed by the ghost of Sayaka, but it was actually his ghost that picked up the half of the mask, right? And then, because key items are shared among characters, right, Ruka had that half of the mask, but the problem is, Ruka never picked up that half of the mask from Kirishima in the first place, which means she's still missing a piece of the mask. That's like a huge continuity error. The game creates these mysteries and these setups and these plot lines. Doesn't pay off 90% of them. The ones they do pay off aren't satisfying or interesting. There's like multiple plot twists in this where I'm like, okay, fucking and? What the fuck's the point? Like, I don't understand the point of this game. It's literally, go to island, shit happens until it stops happening. Like, the story on this is, it starts so strong. Like, I was willing to be like, oh, this is even better than Fatal Frame 1, but, like, it just, nothing happens, and then it shits itself. Super hard. The story is incoherent at worst. And fucking terribly realized at best. It's real fucking garbage. Here's the woman in black. Is this an answer to the question? Okay, so then there's the Wii gameplay. There's the fact that you have to go anytime you get to an item, just because the hand might scare you. There's the stop between every door, because the Wii hardware couldn't fucking handle this game, so it's super slow. There's jumping between characters, including Kirishima, who only exists at the end, but could have been cut entirely. Because, like, there's no reason for Kirishima to have existed in this game in the first place. The only thing he really functionally did was solve his own murder and put the mask on top of Sakuya. But you could have just had Ruka put the mask on Sakuya. And there's functionally no reason for Misaki to be in this game. There's no reason for Misaki to be in this game. Misaki did nothing the entire game. And why did we play as Madoka in the beginning? Like, it splits off in all these different directions for no fucking reason. Like, the gameplay sucks. The fucking story sucks. And the characters are fucking flat-ass pancakes. There's, like... It's, like, occasionally fun to take pictures. The only positive thing I can say about this game is it's fun to take pictures of ghosts. The fights in this game are the least annoying of all of the Fatal Frame games. But, like, I'm sorry, I feel like my bar should be higher than it was the least annoying one to play. Well, that and 2. Get used to that handshake, because that's also in 5. Apparently the woman in black is Kagari Sendo. Who the fuck cares? Rank D. Eat my ass, Fatal Frame. Oh, there's 79 Hazukis and 233. Eat my fucking ass, game. You don't deserve an A rank. Fuck off. Mission mode has been unlocked. Hard mode has been unlocked. Power up lens stop has been unlocked. Power up lens explode has been unlocked. Equip function sense has been unlocked. Ruka costume 2, 3. Choshiro costume 2. Misaki costume 2, 3, and 6. Ruka's glasses 3 has been unlocked. Ruka's hair ornaments unlocked. Misaki's glasses are unlocked. Misaki's hair ornament. Shusho's glasses. At the end, I think the only positive thing I can say about this game is it looks pretty, and the ghosts are fun to fight most of the time. And I like the in-game shop, but, like, the story is a fucking mess. It goes nowhere. None of the plot twists matter, and it just drops an endless number of plot threads. And the gameplay feels bad to, like, run around and walk around in. Honestly, this game kind of sucks. And how do I change my clothes? There it is. That's what I want to see. Costumes. Oh, I spend points on them. Yukata striped. Sealed. Oh, that's why the game shits so many points at you. Is it worse than 3? No! Not even close. That would be hard. That would be hard to be worse than 3. Luigi costume? Oh, these are way cheaper than I thought they were. Oh, I should just buy all of these then. Oh, that's a nice outfit. Yes, perfect. This is it. That's my Fatal Frame gear. Power up lens stop. By using this, you can stop a ghost movement for a short period. Cause an explosion of energy, pushing back all new as ghosts that are previously invisible. That's useful. This is where Misaki went. I mean, clear various missions. What the shit? Madoka has become a vengeful ghost and confronts Roka once again. Rematch between a powered-up Yoko, Magaki, and Shoshiro. What the shit? Okay, well, okay. Apparently there's cool little bonuses. Yeah, we're done. We're done. I mean, the game was fun, but fuck, that was a mess. Anyway, to answer the question that I'm sure everyone has, of course this game is better than fucking Fatal Frame 3. The bar was on the ground. But, is it better than Fatal Frame 1? No. Of course it isn't. I thought it was going to be in, like, Chapter 4, and then it squandered all of its potential. Alright. Alright, right off the bat, let's just find a Fatal Frame 1. Alright, Fatal Frame 1 is over here in 46. Okay. And then down here, way down here, is Tormented. So it's somewhere in this range. I'm feeling, honestly, I'm actually feeling probably between Silent Hill 4, The Room, and Undertale. I think it's better than Undertale. Because I enjoyed playing it more than Undertale, honestly. So I think I would put it over Undertale. The question is it better or worse than Silent Hill 4, The Room? Here's the thing. This game is so much like The Room. Because they both start so good, and then they both get so bad. So the question is, let's break this down, right? I think at the beginning, the first half of Silent Hill 4 is better than the first half of Lunar Eclipse. But the last half of Lunar Eclipse is much better than the last half of The Room. So, genuinely, they're kind of right next, like, they are about equivalent to each other. I will give Lunar Eclipse this. At the end of Silent Hill 4, you have to protect that dumb bitch. And if you don't do a good job of it, and she gets shot too often, you end up getting bricked out of the good ending, and that's not an issue with Lunar Eclipse. The Room has a better ending theme. That is very true. You are not wrong. I won't deny that. But also, there's alternate costumes. Well, I think there is in The Room, but they're probably better in Fatal Frame. I think the gameplay is probably overall more fun. I think I'm leaning towards Lunar Eclipse over The Room, but I will say that they're probably roughly close to it. Like, they're very similar as far as two horror games go. It might be hard for a horror franchise to make it past entry 4. Like, entry 4 might be the bar for, like, when a horror franchise is guaranteed to drop. The only one I can think of that, like, survived entry 4 was Resident Evil, but then that... but it felt like it borrowed time, because it survived with fucking RE4, but then the next game was RE5, which is by far worse than any game we've talked about today. So... yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I think I would put Mask of Lunar Eclipse over The Room. I think that's fair, but I will say that they're very close to each other, and honestly, if someone were to tell me I prefer The Room to Lunar Eclipse, I'd be like, sure, that's fine. That depends on what counts as entry 4. I'm talking like main titles, specifically in this case. Code Veronica or actual RE4. It's a fair point. Not a lot of people like Code Veronica. Yeah, all right. No, I'm good. It was a pleasant time. It wasn't it wasn't necessarily a bad game. It was just like it just goes nowhere. It just fucking go. I can't get over the fact that it doesn't go anywhere. Like, I don't feel like anything happened in that game. I feel like there should still be like half a game left. All right. Okay. Let's go over here to the queue. And we can go ahead and... Oh, I don't have it on the queue. Stream's over! Haha! Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Next up is supposed to be, I believe I said Kuon, so look forward to Kuon. From Software's legendary horror title, Kuon. Kuon the Grudge. What is this? Steve Bernstein saying sorry?
Wait right there. I'm coming over. I thought you were another one of those
Shut up.
I said I was sorry.
Sorry. He's very Canadian. Should be Kuon next time, which I think has 2 routes. No, it has 3 routes. So get ready to be on Kuon for the next 1,000 years. I've been Sacrabalic, your Envoy of Hope, and I will see you probably later this week. Bye-bye!